Welcome to our first fall collecting finds video. So the last week or two of August and the first week of September saw some good sales and some surprisingly good hunting. So I've kind of had everything accumulating in a pile since then, and we're gonna just show off what we found. So we'll start off with our used finds, which turned out to be pretty awesome. So we'll kind of scale it up as we get better. So sort of the more common stuff first. So the sequel to 47 Meters Down came out recently, and it's been getting enough good reviews and good buzz that I really wanted to go see like the first one, which I kind of missed when it came out. And so when I spotted the Blu-ray for that, very cheap, like this was, well, I haven't even taken the tag off, like it was $4. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go for that. So, sure. And this is actually a fairly fleshed out release, so it looks like it has like a featurette. It's probably only a few minutes long, honestly. But it's also got a commentary too, so at least there's some depth to it. Depth. But yeah, that should be a fun casual watch for just a night when I'm feeling like a shark movie. And our next thing is, so the Blair Witch game came out, and so the Blair Witch remake got kind of some bad buzz, but also a lot of good buzz. Like I heard more good things about the Blair Witch remake than bad, and I'd always wanted to see it. And the place that I got this at, so they were having their Labor Day sale was half off everything used under $25. So this was only $5, pretty good. It seems to have quite a bit of extra stuff on here too. So Neverending Night, Making of Blair Witch, 6-part documentary. I'm guessing that's about an hour long from the way other things that are billed as a 6-part documentary seem to be lately. Especially on Shout Factory's Silent Hill Blu-ray, which I believe you guys saw in one of my other videos. I've been sitting down to watch that because we covered it on my podcast, Inside Movies Galore. And I want to do a separate video just for that movie because Shout Factory put a lot of stuff on it. Maybe too much stuff. But anyway, so House of Horrors, Exploring the Set. So I'm guessing it's another kind of shorter featurette. And an audio commentary of the director and the writer. So, and also a fun bonus is a quote from Brad Miska, of Blood Disgusting, who I met at Flashback, and is just awesome in every way. Well, at least as far as I can tell. I think you're great, Brad. And then, kind of a surprise, was Shout Factory's Psycho 2 at the same place. So again, this was $5. And it doesn't have the slipcover, which upsets me. Because, actually, the same story with Blair Witch. So, if a release has a slipcover, and I find it, but it's missing, like, I don't consider that a complete edition of, I don't consider that a complete version of the release. Like, I always, I want everything that it came with. And so, while it sucks that these don't have the slipcovers, they were so cheap that I really couldn't say no. Especially since this is like $20 online, like flat everywhere I saw it. So, and as a Shout Factory, this is one of Shout's earlier titles, so they're not as crazy with extras. But there should be some pretty good stuff on here. We've got audio commentary of Tom Holland, vintage interviews with Anthony Perkins, and a bunch of other people, trailer, TV spots. So I can probably, crack this out in an afternoon. And I'm not a very big fan of the original Psycho, which shocks some people. But I've gained much more of an appreciation for it. So, oh yeah, we are unmasked. Woo. Just gonna put that let's go over here. And then I think what I was most excited for on that particular trip from this place is Stitches, this bizarre, from what I can tell, slasher zombie clown movie. Which I saw a trailer for this a long time ago, and it looked so awesome. And then I kind of hadn't thought about it or seen it since. And when I encountered it at this place for like $7, because again, half off, it was like, hell yeah! So I was really stoked to find this. I'm gonna have a good time. So, and it's an okay looking release too. You know, commentary, making of, bloopers, trailer. That's really literally just what it says on the back. It doesn't give you a whole lot of detail, but I'm sure it's fine. And then, going next door in that same trip, we try to pick the tag off really fast. Jeez. So we found this confusing looking thing that I'd never heard of before. My Name is Bruce. Apparently, it's a Bruce Campbell movie where, well, from how it was described to me, it's like Bruce Campbell is mistaken for Ash and has to save this town from like, monsters. Alright, sure. And there seems to be quite a bit of stuff on here. It's a documentary, making of, featurettes, Cavalian 2, what the hell is that? Galleries, commentary with Bruce and the producer. Oh, and it bothers to say feature length, so it's not like one of those commentaries where they duck out halfway through, which I've been running into those more and more lately, and they piss me off. But anyway, it's got a nice looking presentation. I don't think this is actually on Blu-ray as far as I can tell. So just look at all that stuff that comes with. I don't know why I'm holding it. You guys can just pause it. And it also came with this little comic. So I guess I did get a complete release after all. I haven't read this yet, so we'll see. What if there are spoilers in here? I don't know. I'd never heard of this movie. It was kind of funny on Twitter because I was like, I took a picture of it and I was like, okay guys, what the hell is this? And I was just bombarded with, oh my god, buy it now! And it's like, alright. And it was cheap too, it was like $5. So, and then our top tier used movie find is the Criterion Guillermo del Toro trilogy. So this has The Devil's Backbone, Pan's Labyrinth, and Kronos. I can't believe I forgot Kronos. Well, I'd never seen Kronos, so give me a break. But I can now. So it's a little hard to see the title because it's like this really kind of faint. It has to like catch the light just right. So, and it's got a little bit of damage too to the box. But I got this for $30 and new it's like $50. So I almost bought this. I ended up almost buying this during the Criterion sale for like $50. I think it would have been like $55 or something. And I am so happy I didn't do it then, because when I saw this used, I was like, oh my god. The worst part about it though was, so I bought this the week before at the same place I got these, the week before that sale, and when I walked in, it was like used up half off. Ah, damn! I could have had them put it on hold and gotten it for $15. But then on the flyer for the sale, there was like a caveat. It's like on items 25 and under, and it's like, oh, this was $30. This wouldn't have. Okay, so I feel better about it. And let's open this bad boy up. So. I think all three of these movies are in Spanish, which I took 2 years of it in high school, and I don't remember a bit of it. I mean, I think I can ask where, like, estoy el baño. I think that's about all I remember, which does not help in World War, well, or the Spanish Civil War. Wherever these crazy adventures happen, I'm sure it's going to be a fun time. So, they just come in like these little, they're just kind of like those drop slips that you see some collector editions have. But since they're Blu-rays, like, I don't think them being scratched up is going to be too much of a problem. Like, I can kind of see some scratches on this one, but I bought them recently enough that if there's a problem, like, they'll just, like, buff them for free. Because it's pretty rare that Blu-rays are damaged badly enough that that playback is a problem. It's the Devil's Backbone, which I've been seeing a lot of NECA like toys for Devil's Backbone, but I frankly never heard of the movie before, so this whole thing is going to be quite the adventure. And I've seen Pan's Labyrinth before, and it didn't really grab me all that much. That's the only one of these I've seen before. It didn't really grab me that much, but in my defense, somebody played it like at a party and thought that party guests would be able to like sit down and pay attention to like such a deep, complicated movie. You know, and everybody's just like, you know, hanging out and drinking. It's like, yeah, let's watch this deeply intellectual movie that you can't, you know, not pay attention to if you want to understand anything that's going on. So, well, it seems like the discs all follow kind of like the theme, although from what I understand, this is like a thematic set. Because I sweat on the thing, jeez. You know, I was recording a video in the mask like a little bit ago, and this gets surprisingly hot. Like, you'd be surprised. But yeah, standard Criterion goodness, like a lot of info about films. And I'm pretty sure these are just kind of ports of the individual releases, which themselves have like a ton of stuff on them. Like, I almost bought Pan's Labyrinth like separately for about what I paid for this during the Criterion sale. But I held off, hoping I would run into the trilogy at some point, and that paid off. Without further ado, ooh, here's the dude. And it comes with this fairly thick book, which I assume contains the typical essays and extras that Criterion likes to put into their releases. Oh, a lot of cool stuff in here. Yeah, this might take a while to get through. Actually, it looks kind of dense, and it's actually like hardcover too, which is nice. So yeah, that was my big used find. Let's see if we can remember how to fold it up right. Close. Yeah. And the back is kind of in even worse shape, but you know, we got such a good deal on it, like I don't even care. And now, moving on to some of the non-movie stuff. So, in that same trip where we picked these up, so there hasn't been much I've wanted for vinyl lately, since I kind of have like all the good stuff that's come out in the past year, and it seems like Waxwork and some of these other companies have sort of slowed down on their releases. However, I did find this. This is a slipcover put out by Mondo with the Halloween pumpkin, and this is only $12, and I just thought it was really cool, and I thought it'd be nice to kind of have like multiple slip mats I can kind of switch out. So, plus it seems to be a fairly quality slip mat, like it's really thick. Because the first fancy slip mat I bought, it was like super thin and it would just like stick to the records, but this kind of has some girth to it. So plus it was sold out on their site, and it's like, you know, if I don't get it now, I'll probably never see one again. And I like it. I mean, I've always loved this pumpkin design from the original Halloween. So I might even end up just like hanging it up as art, which I did with one of my Texas Chainsaw Massacre slip mats. So yeah, that seemed like a pretty good deal to me, so that's why we picked that up. They also have a Michael Myers mask one, which There was another thing that was sold out on their site, but I think the pumpkin is slightly rarer from the research I did, so that's why we went with that. And also, I mean, it's just a cool design. So, plus Michael Myers' mask is like everywhere in here. I mean, I can look in almost any direction and see Michael Myers. I can look in one direction and see the pumpkin, true, but, you know, there are fewer pumpkins. And then we did actually pick up a vinyl in that trip. So over the summer, well, I'm not actually sure when it was. It may have even been last fall. So Waxwork released a trio of Argento soundtracks. They put out Phenomena. Oh, this must have been, yeah, this was last winter. They put out Phenomena, Inferno, and Profondo Rosso. You have Deep Red. And Deep Red sold out like right away, so I didn't have a chance to get it back then. But for whatever reason, they got more of Deep Red in. So I actually had them hold this for me for a while because at this place, as you spend stuff, they have like this loyalty card thing, and you can spend points to get half off of an item if you have, you know, I had to wait till I had like 42 points because this was kind of expensive to get like half off of it, so I got it for like 20-ish, which was sort of my price point for it because I do technically have this on CD, but this was a release that, you know, I just really wanted to try and like complete that little mini collection. So I think all I need now is Inferno, which, at least according to Discogs, wow, this is really difficult to get open. At least according to Discogs, I think I have a better chance. I think I have a good chance of just like running into Inferno, at least compared to this. Because it seems like this was one of the rarer ones. Wow, man. So Waxwork has their own like proprietary like plastic slips that they put their stuff in. And they come like kind of glue sealed. Like they're resealable. And they're awesome. Like I even tried to like contact Waxwork and ask, hey, where can I get more like this? Because I would love to put my entire collection in these. And apparently they're like a custom order thing just for them, or something to that effect. Like, either way, they wouldn't tell me. So, nice. And it's already stuck to our slip mat. Anyway, so I'm gonna give you a close-up of the sticker on the front that describes the release. So, yeah, feel free to pause and read that. Complete expanded. Triple LP colored vinyl. I have no idea what this actually looks like, even though I'm confident it's awesome because Waxwork stuff always looks great. So, let's dive in. Oof, creepy. I guess that's why it's called the Bloody Doll variant. Oh, are these the mirrors? Oh, sweet. I haven't seen Deep Red for like 6 or 7 months, so my memory of it is a little fuzzy. Anyway, so here's the first one. Oh, that's freaking cool. So it's got this really kind of different, like splattery kind of look to it. A lot of Waxwork titles kind of use this color scheme where it's like a solid color and then it's like a splash of the other color. But I think this one looks better than some of the other times they've done that as a variant. So I'm trying to... So it really catches the glare from my overheads. So hopefully you can get a good view of it. So that's sort of annoying though, because like sometimes Waxwork releases, like, they come in a black slip like this, except it has like that really nice like plastic inner lining. And then sometimes Waxwork doesn't do it. Like, I kind of wish all their stuff was like standardized. So I mean, there's still like a really high quality label. It's just sort of confusing how inconsistent that can be occasionally. It's like, you know, why didn't this get the saran wrap, or I have no idea what those kinds of sleeves are actually called. So, and I think each one is just a similar swirl pattern. Maybe nothing too crazy. Yeah, so it's the second disc. This is the second LP or whatever. Side C, side D, and 33.5. So those should be pretty fun to listen to. So, like, cause I do have this score like on CD, and it is an amazing score. But I'm guessing what's on this Waxwork release is at least somewhat different from what I have. Ooh. Escape. Oh shit. Is there? I wonder if there's like another insert or something in here. Well, there might be in the third one. So yeah, the thing with these triple LP releases is like the jacket is kind of funny, you know? Like I think that's maybe why this was slightly more expensive. Because usually the Waxwork, won't go in there. Usually the Waxwork releases are like 30, 35-ish, and you know, those being more, I'm assuming is just because it was like a triple LP. So, okay, so there doesn't appear to be an additional insert, it's just 3 discs. Discs, I gotta stop doing that. I think this one's got a slightly better distribution of the red. So, side E, side F. Yeah, I wonder if, does the art match these, or? Yeah. Well, I suppose it probably does. You can go back and check in the video, because I'll be paying better attention to that later. So we're almost done, guys. Whew. Come on. Get in there. Oh, one of the nice things is it seems like this is one of the Waxwork releases where the vinyl actually fits well into the sleeve, because sometimes you have to really kind of jam them in there, you know. But these fit quite nicely. Well, I kind of have to hold that one to keep it from like falling out. Here we go. Nailed it. So yeah, that's Profondo Rosso or Deep Red. Let's take a look at the tracks on the back. Wow, that's a lot. So I'm just gonna hold it where you can read it. So go ahead and pause now if you want the full track listing, because you know, do you really want me to stand here and read all of those to you? Okay. Also, the glare kind of makes it tough, but yeah, looks like it's gonna be a pretty sweet release. So I'll probably play that while I'm doing my class readings, which turns out to be a pretty fun thing to do with vinyl. It's like, okay, I'm studying, I'm writing a paper, you know, let's click something on. So, and this is probably covered in that Horror Soundtracks book that I got on Record Store Day. So I can look that up in there. Put that back over here. So usually I take the price tags off before I do these, but I didn't really have time to do that this time. And then, kind of an extra on that trip. So they had posters for Stranger Things 3, and since I'm kind of friends with, you know, the people who work there, I was like, hey, are those Stranger Things 3 are those Stranger Things posters? Yeah, do you want one? Sure. And so they just gave me this. The art is pretty nice on this. Like, it's very plain compared to some of the other arts that we've seen for season 3, but it's really nice, and I'm happy they gave it to me. It was great. And then, speaking of Stranger Things, I was at Target, and this is kind of a baffling thing to me. So I was at Target, and they have so Netflix has put Stranger Things out like on Blu-ray and 4K and DVD. But when they put them out, they're completely bare bones releases, like to the point where it's not really worth picking them up, especially at the somewhat high price they usually charge. However, they go on sale pretty much all the time. Like, they're almost always on sale. And this is the 4K this is the 4K Blu-ray combo season 2 set for Stranger Things. And this was on clearance for $8. They had like 40 of these just all on a shelf, and every single one of them was on clearance. So, yikes. If you want Stranger Things 2 on Blu-ray in, like, so they do this retro packaging thing where they look like VHS cases, and it's really cool, but that's pretty much the only extra of any kind you get. Like, this came with some, like, behind-the-scenes photos of the kids, like, messing around, which, you know, that's a fun thing, too. So, plus it's got, like, they have a really good time designing the packaging. So, I mean, it looks like a VHS tape and everything. Kind of one of the issues that I have with these sets, though, is the things that keep the discs in place are, like, these foam kind of pegs, and they sort of totally suck. Like, the discs don't quite go on them, like, in a very secure way. Like, they were actually... I maybe should have grabbed another one, because one of the discs was just kind of rattling around in here when I got home. Although 4Ks and Blu-rays are so much more robust, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. But, oh, there's a hidden hopper that I didn't notice before. So my arm blocks it. Oh. But, yeah, so it's second season on 4K and on Blu-ray, so there aren't DVDs in here, which, you know, I strongly prefer to not get DVDs if I can avoid it, because they lose, like, unless there's something rare, like My Name is Bruce, DVDs tend to just lose all their value, like, right away. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with this. The Demogorgon is coming to Dead by Daylight, which I play way too much of, and so I'm going to hype myself up for that by revisiting season 2 and 3. So this is going to be a watch for me for the next couple days. I mean, yeah, I do have Netflix, but, you know, where's the fun in that? And, you know, I watch everything I collect, so, you know, I can't put it on my collection shelf in good conscience, without having, you know, viewed the thing. And I guess this is our last item for this round of pickups. So Target has finally started getting its regular Halloween stuff, and normally I don't like big box store like home decor. Like, it's typically pretty tacky. Like, a lot of the jokes suck. However, I really enjoyed this. Like, I saw this and I laughed so hard in the store. Like, I embarrassed myself because it's like, I don't know. Like, this has been really popular online. It's like, I have to get this, don't I? And everybody's like, oh my god, yes. So, I don't really have any decorations on my door, and so I bought this for my door, and it was only like $3. So, I mean, it's like wood, it's sturdy, and it seems like whoever creates these, like, almost throwaway, like, holiday products for the big stores like Walmart and Target, it seems like they've gotten a better sense of humor. So I really enjoy this, and it was super cheap, so I'm happy to have it. So it was one heck of a couple of weeks for pickups, as you can clearly see, and we'll be back relatively soon with more stuff. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed seeing what we got, and the best part, most of it was quite affordable on a small budget, so a lot of lucking out. Anyway, hope you had a good time. So like, share, and subscribe, and let me know any thoughts you have in the comments. So, can also ask me questions on Twitter if that works better for you. So, later.